Okay, so I woke up at 8:30, 9, something like that. I'm recording this at 9:30. This video is probably going to go up kind of late, but you know what? It's summer. I'm assuming most of you have cooked sleep schedules like mine. Maybe not as cooked as mine, but I'm trying to keep the daily thing going. I remember like 2016, 2017 when I was like daily uploading. I would upload no matter what time it was. Like if I woke up at 2 in the morning, I was uploading at 3 in the morning. Like I would grind. And I'm trying to get back to that because even though some of you might not be awake when these go up, you can just watch them the next day or something. So yeah, I'm trying to keep the daily grind going. I know you guys want your stories, so I'm going to keep them coming as long as you guys keep watching them. But I have a good one today. And I was supposed to tell this on 4th of July, but I was out celebrating with friends and family, so I wasn't able to. So I've been holding on to it, debating if I should save it till next 4th of July or if I should just tell it now. And I thought, you know what, man, like stop holding on to it, just tell the story today. So that's what I'm here to do. Yeah, I mean, there's some lessons in it, definitely some lessons that could apply for the next 4th of July. So yeah, I think it's pretty good, pretty crazy, pretty serious. I hope you enjoy this. Leave a like on the video if you do. And yeah, man, let's just jump into this. So today's story time all takes place on the 4th of July back in 2018, I believe. I believe it was the 2018 or 2017 4th of July. I can't remember which one, but I remember I was in LA and life was going pretty good. You know, couldn't really complain. I was living out in California, had my own apartment. Things were good, right? Now, I had like a pretty select friend group out in LA, not a very big one because as you've heard before, people in LA can be pretty fake, pretty two-faced. So I was very careful about who I was friends with out there. I didn't want to be friends with just anybody. So, you know, I chose my friends very carefully, right? I didn't want to get stabbed in the back and, you know, end up like, you know, one of those people that feels betrayed by a fake person. So yeah, I was pretty careful about it, right? Now, what that meant was usually most days in LA, I would wake up and spend most of my days just on my computer, doing a whole lot of nothing because, you know, I didn't have a ton of friends out there. So it wasn't always like popping, right? So around this time, it was like the 1st or 2nd of July. And I remember 4th of July was just around the corner and I had nothing planned. I honestly thought I was going to spend my 4th of July doing nothing. And I remember I was on my computer one night, like right before the 4th, and a friend of mine texts me. We'll just call his friend Seth. Seth hits me up and he's like, yo, what are you doing for the 4th? And I replied and I was like, nothing. What about you? And he was like, well, I'm actually going to a party at my homie's house. You should come with me. He said I could bring some people. Like I'll bring you and our other homie. And I was like, bet, sounds good to me. And that sounded great because, like I said, Seth was a friend of mine, so I trusted his judgment. You know, I thought, okay, whatever party we're going to, like, it'll probably be really fun. And it's going to be cool to meet some of Seth's friends because then I'll make some friends out of it. And it'll be cool, right? I'll expand my social circle a little bit. I was excited. So 4th of July rolls around, right? And I'm on my computer working on a video, just like trying to knock a video out before I had to go to this party. And I did. I got it, you know, rendered and, you know, ready to go. And after that, I got ready really quick, showered, you know, got dressed, got ready super quick. And before I knew it, Seth was at my apartment picking me up. And I get in the car and we start driving. Now, this party, this friend of his, apparently the guy hosting it was very rich. That's what he told me. He's like, yeah, my friend, like he comes from a family that's like pretty damn rich. He's got quite a bit of money. He has his own house up in the hills. Like it's a really cool place. You're going to love it. And he's just like hyping this dude and his house up, right? Now, I don't care if you're the poorest person on earth, the richest person on earth, as long as you're a nice individual, I will come to your party and I will have a good time, right? So it didn't matter how rich this guy was, but I was still excited to see this house because apparently it was gonna be really cool. And me and Seth had to drive like 30 minutes to get there. And finally, we get up there and Seth was not lying. This place was at like the top of the hills, big ass house, like beautiful. And this dude answers the door, Seth's friend, and he was super cool and like just super open about it too. I remember I was like, yo, dude, like this place is super nice, like beautiful house. And Seth's friend, this like rich dude, he's like, yeah, man, I got a lot of money and I didn't work for any of it. I just kind of got it from my parents. They're pretty rich. I'm kind of a spoiled brat, but I promise I'm cool. He was really funny about it. He wasn't like one of those people that like was born into a bunch of money and then tries to act like they worked for it or like that they're better than other people. He was very, very cool about it. So anyway, we go in his house. Seth's homie gives me the whole tour of the house, and this place was so cool, man. Like it's like a 3-story house, pretty big. It had a crazy backyard for being in the hills, pretty big, right? And then like the craziest view. I really wanted to take like Snapchats of it and put it on my story, but I didn't because I heard that, you know, this guy's parents worked at a pretty high-end company, and I didn't want to put their house all over the internet, you know, like especially in front of a lot of people because I have a pretty big audience, I'd say. So I didn't want to like dox them or anything, you know? Plus, I probably wouldn't have done that in general. I don't like putting other people's stuff on my story and, you know, like kind of blasting them out there to everybody if they don't give me permission, right? So anyway, after that, I'm just at this party, right? And it was great. There was a couple of my friends there that I knew, like Seth and a couple of his friends that I've met before. And it was going really good, like really, really good. Around this time, I wasn't smoking too much, but I decided, hey, you know what? I'm here. It's the 4th of July. I'll smoke a blunt with my friends. So I smoked a little bit. I was a little high. I wasn't like too high or anything. I wasn't freaking out, but I was enjoying myself and things were going good, right? Well, it comes time for people to start lighting off fireworks, right? And it started off pretty innocent. You know, there were some people in the backyard. They had some like sparklers, you know, those things you hold in your hand. They just, you know, they spark a little bit, nothing crazy. Then they like lit off some bottle rockets where, you know, you put it in the ground and you let it shoot up. And then they started lighting off the bigger ones. And Seth's friend, the one that was hosting the party, he was doing most of the lighting. And for the most part, he was doing it good. He was lighting the fireworks, then running away and letting it, you know, go up in the air and, you know, explode and stuff. And it was fine, right? It was completely fine. But then this other guy, he gets involved. I don't know who he is. I don't know who he knows at this party. But he starts coming over and he starts helping, you know, the owner of the party light the fireworks, right? And he's not being as smart. I think he's a little bit drunk or something because he keeps like lighting the fireworks in his hand and then like putting them down and running away. Like, you know, you're supposed to light them on the ground and then run away, right? You're not supposed to light them in your hand, then put them on the ground, then run away, because then it might explode in your hand. And I remember after the first time he did it, I yelled out to him, and I was like, hey man, like light it on the ground, don't light it in your hand. I don't want to see you blow your fingers off, because, you know, that would be unfortunate, right? Don't want that to happen. Obviously, if you can prevent losing your fingers, you should. So he tells me like, thanks man, I will. And then he lights the next one properly. He puts it in the ground first. There's a bottle rocket. He lights it, shoots it off. It was fine, right? Then he grabs another one. This time, he does the same thing again. He lights it in his hand, and then he puts it down. And this time, the owner of the party said something. He was like, hey, dude, like, listen to what he just said, man. Like, don't light that in your hand. I don't want to see you blow your hand up at my house. And he's like, bro, I've been doing this for years. Like, I know when they're going to explode. I've seen this brand of fireworks before. I'm fine. And the dude's like, I don't care if you're fine. I don't care if you're a professional. I don't care what you are. You're at my house. You're lighting off my fireworks. Like, I don't want to see you hurt yourself. Just please, man, like, be a little bit more cautious. Don't light them in your hands. Don't hold on to them like that. And the guy starts laughing. He's like, all right, whatever, bro. I got you. And once again, he goes back to lighting them off, like, completely fine, right? Everyone's enjoying it, having a good time, watching the fireworks. And then they start getting to, like, the finale fireworks, the big ones. The ones that, like, you know, you would see at, like, a fireworks show, right? Like, they're big. They're pretty serious. They're definitely nothing to play with, right? And this guy grabs one. And I remember the owner of the party, he looked at him and was like, hey, man, you sure you want to light that off? It's pretty big. And the guy was like, yeah, I got this. And the dude was like, all right. And he puts it on the ground and he starts lighting it. And I thought nothing could go wrong because, you know, he's lighting it on the ground. And he lights it and he backs up. And then he goes, oh shit, that's too close to the tree right there. It's going to hit the tree. And he runs over and starts picking it up while it's about to go off. And we're yelling like, no, put that down. Because literally it wasn't going to hit the tree. It was fine. It had enough clearance. It was not going to hit the tree. I don't know why he thought that, but he did. And we're yelling, put it down. And he's trying to run with it and move it over a little bit. But unfortunately, it was too late. This thing went off in his hand. It exploded in his hand. And not only did it explode in his hand, it went everywhere. It exploded all over the party pretty much. It was like a fucking 4th of July grenade, bro. Like it shot everywhere and like barely missed me and my friends. Now after this happens and it goes off, everyone's like, you know, seeing if everyone's okay and checking on everybody. And the first thing I look at is the guy that was holding it. The dude that, you know, had it in his hand when it went off. Because I'm like, yo, is he okay? And I look over and he is jumping up and down in pain, holding onto his hand, looking like he's about to cry, right? Like he looks like he's in severe pain. And he's yelling. He's like, fuck, ow, fuck, like call 911. And I get a little bit closer, right, to see what's going on. And then I see what's happening. His hand, it's bleeding pretty bad. And it looks very messed up. Like, I don't want to describe it too much because it's a really gross image and it's pretty serious, but Let's just say this was not a paper cut. This was not some little mild injury. Like, this was bad. This was like he might lose like functionality of his hand bad, or like, you know, he might lose some fingers bad. It was not good. Like, it looked very serious. So immediately we call an ambulance and we're like, we got it wrapped up. He's got it wrapped and he's like, you know, trying to keep it from bleeding. And the ambulance gets there pretty quick, luckily. I don't know if there was one like already in the area or something, but it was there within like 5 to 10 minutes, which was like, in my opinion, very fast because we were in the hills of LA. It's pretty hard to get a car up those hills, let alone an ambulance. So, yeah, it was pretty quick, right? And he gets in the ambulance and him, what appeared to be his girlfriend, and then somebody else went with him, right? They got in their cars and stuff and they followed. Now, after this, the whole party was just like completely done, right? Like nobody wanted to have fun. Nobody wanted to like do anything fun because obviously we just saw someone blow their hand up. We didn't want to really have fun after this. The party was about over. So naturally, the party kind of got dispersed. The dude walked around, the owner, and he was like, yeah, guys, like party's over. Like, thank you guys for coming. I'm sorry that you guys had to see that. Like, hopefully he'll be okay. And we all went home, right? Me and Seth went back to my apartment. Everyone else went to their places. And I thought, wow, like what a 4th of July that was. That was horrible, right? Now it doesn't end there. I actually got an update not too long after this from the man himself that blew his own hand up. So a couple weeks later, right? At this point, I'm thinking I'm not going to hear anything. I'm asking Seth, like, hey, dude, like, you hear anything about that guy? Like, is his hand okay? And he's like, nah, man, I haven't heard anything. Like, I asked my boy, he didn't hear anything. Like, I'm not sure what happened. Well, it's been a couple weeks at this point, right? And I'm still not hearing anything. And one day I'm just in my room scrolling Twitter. And I see this selfie from this guy, like on my timeline. Someone retweeted it onto my timeline. And I'm like, that guy looks really familiar. That looks like the guy that blew his hand up. And then I see his hand and it's like in a wrap. Like it's in like this like cast or something. And I was like, wait a minute. That is the guy that blew his hand up. His hand's in a fucking cast thing. So immediately I follow him on Twitter, right? And I DM him and I'm like, yo, dude, like I'm the dude that was at the party. Like I was there when you like hurt yourself. Are you okay? Like what happened? And he replies and he's like, oh shit, bro. Like you're Luna? And I was like, oh, you know who I am? And he's like, yeah, bro. You were at that party? You saw what happened? I was like, yeah, dude, I was one of the people that actually like, you know, told you to stop lighting them in your hand. And he's like, oh shit, bro, that's insane. And I was like, yeah, man, how are you? Like, are you okay? What happened? And he proceeds to explain to me what happened, like at the hospital and like the extent of the damage. And that shit was pretty serious. Now, luckily, very luckily, he somehow didn't lose any fingers. It looked like, in my opinion, that he was gonna, but he didn't, right? But he had extensive nerve damage. Like, it blew his hand so open that he had to get like nerve like reconstruction surgery or something. It was like this surgery he had to do, and apparently he was going to have extensive like pretty bad nerve damage in that hand for the rest of his life. That's what he told me, at least. And he told me he had to get like 2 surgeries. Like he just did one. He had to do like another one soon or something. It sounded pretty serious, right? And he sounded pretty upset about it. Definitely felt bad for the dude. But even though he was upset about it and, you know, he seemed pretty bummed out, he definitely seemed optimistic at the same time. You know, he was saying things like, you know, at least I got to keep my fingers, and at least like the appearance of my hand will probably at least appear normal in the coming like months and stuff. And he said he had a badass scar. So that was cool, I guess. He got to, you know, show off his cool scar. Yeah, I don't know. It was definitely like sad, but at the same time, I was very happy that, you know, his fingers were okay and stuff. But, you know, pretty serious shit. And I remember we talked for a little bit after that about just like my videos and stuff. And he asked me if he was going to be in a story time. And I was like, if you want to be. And he was like, fuck yeah, dude. And yeah, after that, he thanked me for looking out for him at the party. And he apologized for ruining the party. And I was like, bro, you didn't ruin anything. Like, it was an accident, obviously. Obviously, you know, don't do that again because I don't want to see you hurt your other hand. But like, you know, don't apologize to us. Like, I'm just sorry that happened to you. But anyway, yeah, like I ended up just like talking to him for a little bit. It was pretty crazy. We actually had some mutual friends. That's how he got retweeted on my timeline and stuff. And I ended up hitting up Seth after this and telling him what happened. And he was like dumbfounded by it. It was pretty crazy. Like how we didn't know what happened to this guy. And then he gets retweeted on my timeline and he ends up knowing who I am. It was just absolutely insane to me. But anyway, in the end, I think everybody learned some valuable lessons. Lesson number 1, don't play with fireworks like they're a toy, okay? They're not. Number 2, do not light off fireworks if you are under the influence of something, because this guy probably was. Definitely seemed a little bit drunk. Yeah, definitely not a good mixture, mixing alcohol and then fireworks. And yeah, guys, just don't do what this guy did in the story time. Just don't. Bad idea. Honestly, in my opinion, the best thing to do on 4th of July is hang out with your homies, your family, and go to one of those big public fireworks shows that are like, you know, super expensive and cool where they let off the fireworks for you and you get to watch it. I think those are really fun and really cool because if you light them off yourself, people can get hurt. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this story time. Definitely a crazy one, definitely an interesting one. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.
Take his 401k and I'll put it on my wrist. Only YSL my fit. Still I pop these pills and fuck my life up. Yeah, I'll take a sip. Yeah, I still fall for those tricks. I got 7 days a year where I don't want